Hi, welcome to Smilge's Baldurs Gate Shadows of Time Speedrun. This is Smilge.
And this is Exploding Cabin.
This is character creation, just going through spells. Only some of these are needed. I was actually having trouble because sometimes I didn't remember to pick all the... You need to have at least one with a green outline since I'm a transmuter. And so every once in a while I'd forget to pick one, and then I'd be hitting next, but it wouldn't go because it says you have to pick one of your specialty.
Yeah, most of those spells, in case you're wondering, are useless and just filler. There's about just under half are actually used in the run. There's a list in Smilge's run comment.
Yeah, I don't think I used any of them like impromptu. They were all planned from the very start, exactly what spells I'd be using. It was never like, oh,
yeah,
fireball.
We deviated very little from our initial plan. We'd figured out pretty much exactly how this run was going to go down. I don't think there's many places where Smilge differed from it.
Yeah, probably just the Tree of Life was a little bit different. Some of Sold in SLR. But up until that point, it was all planned out. It was over 6 months of planning. And then 6 months of off and on actual recording to make the run.
Yeah, this initial cutscene hit, you can actually get control for about half a second before the cutscene starts to play. But it's pretty much useless, there's nothing you can really do with it. And because we didn't realise this until this run, official SDA timing still starts at the end of this cutscene, not right before it begins.
Yeah, the only thing you could possibly do is if you imported a run from the original. I don't even know. Just Baldurs Gate 1? I guess Tales of the Sword Coast, right?
What is my task? I swear, traveling with you is never dull.
You could drop all your stuff so it wouldn't be taken. And some people do that, but I don't even have that game. I've never played it.
The other thing is if you import a character from later in Baldurs Gate 2 with Limited Wish, you could use Limited Wish to break the cutscene and get out of your cell early, which is something that you'll see used later on, Limited Wish cutscene breaking.
That's a good idea. Is it like, can you pick the lock or do you have to polymorph teleport out?
No, you have to polymorph out.
Does Imoen ever appear?
I forget. I don't think she does.
Oh. That's pretty neat. It's funny, I didn't think that both of these potions would be necessary. In fact, I didn't think I'd use even one of them entirely, but I'm able to give one to Yoshima later and save the other one. The potions are used to do an item swap glitch that lets you use any item.
Yeah, you'll see that in a second. I think it's cool how a lot of the characters' abilities that get used in this run are not abilities that you'd normally associate with them. We've got Minsk running to the exit here because he has Hidden Shadows, which means he can avoid being forced into dialogue. Hidden Shadows is something you would never normally use with Minsk because you'd normally have him wearing heavy armour, so that you wouldn't even have the option. And here is the cutscene skip, whereby being forced into dialogue at the exact right instant. This cutscene, as you come into Afkatla, doesn't play properly, and you keep him within your party. We're not entirely sure how it works, and it's ridiculously hard.
Yeah, I hope someone doesn't go and think, oh, that's an easy way to do it, and just go and try and do it and think I'm cheating or something. It's just insane, the timing that has to be right. Right there, I'm potion swapping that gem to get 65,535 gems, which is worth quite a bit.
25 million gold.
Yeah.
Greetings, good customer. A pearl to you.
early runs that didn't include this, they had to get their gold from actual quests to be able to go to Spellhold and whatnot. I don't know what they did for items. Because, I mean, I've already spent, like, 15,000 or so. Would that be 100?
It's worth pointing out that the earlier runs were done without Throne of Bile installed. This one is done with Throne of Bile installed. There's a couple of differences that result from that. Firstly, you can get into these menus like the spellbook unpaused by going onto the map screen first. Secondly, the bonus merchants are in the game, including Deirdre, who is the one that Smilge bought a whole load of items from in the Adventurer's March just now. By far the most important of them is Valor's Helm, which will be abused later on to create simulacrums with non-warrior characters.
Yeah, that's incredibly handy. Isn't there a second merchant in the Copper Coronet?
Yeah, there is. All our items are crap though.
Because I've never been to him. I don't even know where he would be. But I guess it's alright since items are crap.
They're not crap, they're better items, and they're incredibly overpriced.
Oh.
Yeah, we found a way to skip this cutscene here, using the same limited wish trick that you're going to see later on in Selden-Esselar. The trouble is that if you do, a variable doesn't get set, which is necessary for you to side with Bodhi, which means you have to go and side with Aaron Linval instead, and that is slower by a long way, to the point that it's worth just watching this cutscene.
I don't see why, you know, all the other mages get some sort of teleport. Like, I understand they took out Dimension Door, but there's always teleport spells that all the NPCs use. Like right here. There's another teleport.
Yeah, the Coward Wizard version of Dimension Door can take them all the way from Afkatla to Spellhold. If we had that, then the game would be easy.
So you just go straight to hell and fight Irenicus. Although I guess he wouldn't be there unless you killed him in Selden-Esselar. Blah blah blah. I always wonder like how stuff is really pronounced. Like Selden-Esselar and you know,
Selden-Esselar is pronounced Selden-Esselar because Elasim says it. But yeah, there's a lot of things I wonder about.
You two, the new prisoner.
I was reading the Harry Potter books, The Prisoner of Azkaban. I always called it The Prisoner of Azbacon. It sounds better to
Nice.
me. And you know, it doesn't matter if you're reading it, but then you start talking to people and they laugh. Well, how do you pronounce it? Azkaban? Well, that's dumb.
Understand this as you die, ever pathetic, ever.
Yeah, I'm still not sure if I pronounced simulacrum right. And that's a proper English word, so that's even more embarrassing if it's right. Is it simulacrum?
Yeah.
Simulacrum?
I was calling it well, I don't know. Not the same as you, but I just decided not to say it because I figure you're right.
You and I have a great deal to do.
What are you?
It's hard enough to spell it
Not to
right.
worry. Nothing worse than what I shall do to your friend.
The worst is those dwarves in Underdark or gnomes or whatever they are.
Oh, what, the Sverniblin?
Yeah. I mean, I was trying to figure out how to spell that. Good.
What is my task? It shall be.
Coming up, you have a whole bunch of new glitches and tricks that are going to be used. You'll see Valor's Helm being used with the item swapping glitch to create a simulacrum of Smilge, which then casts Limited Wish from its quick slot. Yoshimo talks to the Djinn before it enters into dialogue with the simulacrum and gets shape change from a wish. This is all starting to happen right now. Then there's a trick used to get into Aaron's lair where the door trigger is just covered up by another trigger, and you can click on the door trigger behind it and go straight in, even though the door is meant to be barred. That's about to happen now. You saw Imoen was just kicked out of the party. There's a different area dialogue trick that we use where basically it lets you talk to people in different areas if you're at the same coordinates, and that's used to bring Imoen back into the party. So Yoshimo can go and kill Aaron Linval while Imoen is going to pickpocket Mook.
Something kind of weird during testing was you see I have Minx and Jahira just run around to try to get people to attack him, occasionally Yoshimo wouldn't set off that fireball trap, and I would have Minx and Jaheira go and set it off. But occasionally, like once in 10 times, the fireball would go off and it would hit Yoshimo down here and kill all his summons, so he couldn't jump over the door. And I don't know why that would be, but it happened, so I've got it on film.
Yeah, that's bizarre. I want to see that.
I was thinking about making a bloopers reel, but I don't know if anyone really likes them. I've got like 50 gigs of FAP stuff that I could potentially make into that. Alright, here this door suffers like a very similar thing as the other door, so you can see that it has a little door open icon, even though the door is clearly closed.
It shall be. I will do my best.
Well, yep.
I'm ready, I think.
Yeah, she was
I don't think we ever
iron
actually...
It shall be.
golem,
I don't think we ever actually
faster.
explained the polymorph teleport glitch. Basically, you can polymorph into a larger form in a small space, and the game puts you in the nearest empty space that you'll fit in. There's also a glitch where you can polymorph from a larger form to a smaller form, and keep the game doing collision checks as if you're in the larger form to keep on doing the teleports. That was how Yoshimo got to Aaron Linvale. I mean, you saw it earlier on in the run several times.
Rest for our cause to succeed.
You require my counsel, yes?
It shall be.
Really, if you want a complete explanation of how all the tricks work, you'll need to read Smilge's comments. They're pretty extensive.
I can dance on the head of a pin as well.
It shall be.
What do you need?
Yeah, I'm not sure too many people are going to read those.
Yoshimo is willing.
Maybe, if you're really curious.
What is my task? Consider it done.
You require my counsel.
I think a lot of people can just watch them and go, holy crap, what just happened? Oh well.
You seek Imoen.
Not really care how it works.
Prepared to give you her location.
Like that, what the hell? Why do you go to Spellhold for already? Oh, well, okay, whatever.
I love the fact that your mission is to rescue that dwarf or gnome or whoever he is, and you just butcher him instantly the second the quest is given. There is no value to life in this run at all.
Well, Vody
By the
doesn't
way,
care.
take note in this cutscene, at the top left. See the Iron Golem? That is Yoshimo. When you get taken to this cutscene, the party gets put in the top left of the area. Yoshimo doesn't fit in the room they're put in. And much like the polymorph glitch we were talking about earlier, he gets put in the nearest empty space. That's in the jar, right in view of the cutscene.
Yeah, for a long time I was thinking, wow, that just must be his guard, but then once Yoshimo died and the Iron Golem wasn't there, and I was able to put it together.
I would not dream of taking any such offense to you, Mr.
I think I could have gone through this dialogue a little quicker. It's weird because you can just spam, 1 and enter for most things, but if you hit 1 when you should have hit enter, it like lags the game, so even if you hit them at the same time, you can be stuck on something for a while. I'm not sure how it works exactly, but it's the cause of a lot of these dialogues being a little slower than I wanted them to be.
Still look pretty fast to me.
Yeah. Well, it looks fast because most people actually read the stuff, but even this one with Deshret could have gone a lot faster. I knew what I needed to hit, but it was just, for whatever reason, taking a while. It does look pretty fast, actually. I remember thinking it was so slow. Here's Yoshimo doing the polymorph teleport trick to skip, an entire chapter basically, rather than get kidnapped by Irenicus and fight him and lose Yoshimo and go through the labyrinth and gain ball power or Slayer form, lose your ball powers.
Things go well.
Yeah,
You do miss out on
I still think it's sad that there's no real use for the ball powers that Smilge gets to keep, because he never gets kidnapped by Irenicus. He has to ride to the end of the run, but they're useless.
So you did offer some.
Yep. They get taken away and thrown a ball though. So you do have Slayer form then,
Arrive, matron mother.
if you were to continue through the game.
I still think it would be cool to see a joint run all the way from the start of Baldurs Gate II to the end of Throne of Bell.
That would be something.
You are one of.
I wonder what class would be best.
Did you not like it?
Yeah, the planning challenge for that would be terrifying.
Your command, Supervisor.
It's hard enough figuring out how to do this one.
Yeah. Probably be multiple people because they each, you know, I'm no good at Baldur's Gate 1. Part of the reason being I don't own it and I've never played it.
Yes?
I'm ready. I can dance on the head
What
of
is
a
my
pin as
task?
well.
It shall be.
Fleet of foot and
On my
Underdark sucks, man.
Consider it done.
The Kutoas, their seats are invisible, they slow, they stun, they're just terrible.
Yoshimo is willing.
That's why I killed that one. It's not like for any quest or anything, it's just Yoshima wasn't doing anything and that thing's annoying, so...
Yeah, at the minute we've got Jaheira running up to get the light gem. As soon as she gets it, Smilge kicks her out of the party. And because the light gem is a quest item that would break the game if you lost it, it gets transferred to Smilge's inventory, so you can immediately enter the cave. This kind of multitasking with the party is a pretty vital time saver in this run. It's pretty odd that in all the old runs it's just kind of assumed that it would be slower to have a party because you'd have to bring them all along to all the level exits, and that would take time. But in fact we've realised they save so much time. They're vital to this run.
Yeah, it was dismissed before it was even tried, I think. From what I understand, the Murdoch, who started Baldur's Gate 2 speedruns, you know, originally, he had always played through as a solo character, so I don't know if it was just he thought that or he was more comfortable with a solo character.
At any rate, most of the time saving can be directly attributed to having a party, I think. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. On this run versus other runs. Maybe not if you were to do a casual playthrough.
Well,
Then
yeah,
a lot of it would
fair
be,
enough.
you know, skipping most of the game. Just
Yeah, that's a reasonably important factor too.
Consider it done.
It would be nice to do a playthrough the entire game because you'd get to keep things like the robe of Venka.
Vecna.
It shall be.
Vecna. Damn, I thought I was saying it right again. That's another thing.
Done. You point.
Subverbal Flynn, Vecna. Catty Breeze shooting me with arrows.
Swords, not words.
Yeah, we don't know why Category shoots you with arrows if you break that conversation. I guess maybe she has a script which makes her target the main character specifically rather than the rest of the party, and so she just has a script that says attack the main character if you don't make peace with him.
Oh.
And if you break the dialogue, then she immediately starts shooting. That's my theory. Might be completely right.
I can dance on the head of a pin as well.
It's probably right.
On my honor.
I'm surprised that her arrows only do 5 damage. It's on core rules, so it's not like they're reduced.
Consider it done.
Sharpened and live by the sword.
Because that's kind of crappy damage.
On my, will do my best.
Especially at that point.
Yeah,
in the
good
game.
point.
They're like magic arrows and everything.
Yes?
Where shall I Yoshimo is
Yeah, protection from undead scroll is ridiculously overpowered. Stops any of these vampires attacking. Smilge and Yoshimo, I think, are affected by.
Yep.
Yes, it shall
Imoen's fine. She's immune to not only
consider it
the
done.
charm or domination that the vampires cast, which would wreck it, but also she can't be level drained. I think you noticed she got attacked once, but she doesn't suffer any effects from the level drain because she's got that immunity belt from the very beginning of the game.
Now, it doesn't actually cost any time that Minsk has to run over to them after Bodhi's killed, because you have to wait for Bodhi to go to whatever, her coffin, where she gets staked anyway. She has to fly there in bat form first.
It is here. I can feel it. The lanthorn is almost buzzing. There can be...
So that's going on while Minsk is running over to Elham. Now here you see a different way of breaking cutscenes, which is to leave the area at the moment that the cutscene starts, and then reload the autosave that gets made.
I can dance on the head of a pin.
There should be
Yeah,
a
if you
cutscene
don't-
there where all those elves run off.
if you don't reload the autosave, you're stuck in cutscene mode, but Elhan never talks and the cutscene mode never ends, so it's just you have to Alt F4.
Live by the sword. Live a good long time.
The route from this point on is one of the few things that got tweaked as the run was going on, rather than being planned right from the beginning of the game. We really didn't know what we were doing in Southern SLR until Smilge got there.
Yeah, I think originally, after the run was started, I didn't think I'd be able to skip the sword cutscene, but we just skipped right there.
Yeah, Limited Wish cast by Samuel Abrams is key to a lot of cutscene skipping you can do in Shadows of Arm, and probably in Throne of Bhaal as well, if anyone ever redoes that run.
1, 2, 3, not it.
Yoshimo is willing.
Well,
It shall be.
So right there, Imoen killed the dragon, grabbed the goblet, and got kicked out of the party, transferring the quest items to Smilge's inventory, so he could put them on the altar.
And then, when Smilge comes into the temple, using different area dialogue, he speaks to Imoen and makes her rejoin. And now this teleport here puts them all together outside in Southern SLR. Now the Jinn from Limited Wish that's cast earlier breaks the cutscene, and they're all on the bridge, with Smilge having control over them.
good to go.
Poor Imoen.
Name it.
It's great through the whole game, and then it says, don't need you anymore, lightning bolt.
I can dance on the head of a pin as well. You leap the
Yeah.
foot and all that.
Like I was saying, everyone in this run is expendable. Except Yoshimo. He's vital right at the end.
Which is funny, because in my normal playthroughs, I keep all those people except for Yoshimo.
Yoshimo is willing.
Well, I guess I don't keep Imoen, I rescue her. I kind of want to play through and skip the cutscene, but go into the labyrinth and Spellhold to try to see if she'll join the party again, and I just get 2 copies of her.
Yoshimo is willing.
It shall be.
My counsel.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
All the way should. You're right behind. Very well.
Right here, the Iron Golems start laying waste to the Elementals. The Elementals aren't that weak, they've got 96 hit points. It's just Iron Golems and backstabbing is something that was never intended.
What do you need? Nothing dangerous.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't be able to hide in the shadows when you're shapeshifted into a house-sized Iron Golem. You probably shouldn't be able to backstab with enormous metal fists either. But the game lets you do both these things. It's Smilge's profit.
Yeah, I guess it wouldn't really be a backstab, would it? More like a, body crush.
We shall see.
Yeah, I'm not sure that having your body crushed is any less harmful if you see it coming.
That's true.
On my honor.
But in this game it is.
Yes. What is my task?
The Irenicus was killed too quickly to get any of his spell protections. I know if you're gonna go, wow, I don't remember Irenicus being that easy.
Shall be.
It's because normally he casts, Stone Skin, immunity to magical weapons,
Yes.
Time Stop,
It shall be.
but he just never had the chance.
Yeah, all the bosses are pushovers with Iron Golem backstabbing, really. The hardest
Yeah, try
combat
to-
challenge in this entire run is the Elementals, just because there's 6 of them and you have to kill them all at once.
I do not wish to end our
Yeah.
queries before our tasks are done. I can dance on the head of a pin as
Trying
well.
to split up the party so they can kill them at the same time was difficult. Because, yeah, Yoshimo could go and kill all of them, but, then we would have to run to each one. I wish this was like, you become immune to weapons +1 and less, and the next time it would be +2 and less.
Yeah, and by the end you'd be immune to everything.
That'd be nice.
Do not wish to end our queries. I can dance on the head of a pin. All the world is blind. Sure you want to
right here, Slayer form, well, Irenicus has 96 hit points. The Slayer form has 200 and something, which is kind of out of bounds of the damage Yoshino can do, at least on a non-critical. But since he transforms, he keeps his original hit points and it just regenerates really quickly. So I only needed to do about 120 damage. He was already at half-life when I first engaged him.
And it's over.
It seems a lot faster when you watch it than when you're actually trying to play it.
Believe it when the priestesses told me that your body was showing signs of life.
Like the culmination of a year of planning and running. Just, you know, 25 minutes, that's ridiculous.
No, we look forward to your return in the future, should you desire to.
Alright,
Still working on
we
the
hope you enjoyed the
way
run. If you haven't already, I suggest you read Smilge's comments. It might be 6,500 words, but they will explain every trick in great detail. And if you're curious about how everything works, they're definitely worth reading.
Still trying to figure out a way to pop into the elf area and break that cutscene so I can kill them all.
Like this?
That would definitely be fun. I mean, Imoen is the most irritating character in this game. Well, perhaps not quite, but she's pretty annoying. She's so self-righteous. It's all her fault that Irenicus became evil in the first place, and she doesn't realise.
Yeah, why didn't they just kill him? I mean, I guess that was too easy on him. So instead they're going to have, like, you know, their entire place screwed up.
Yeah, instead they thought, let's keep him incredibly powerful, but make him hate us. And make him live in incredible pain and suffering. That won't be creating a horrible villain. That's completely safe.
Yeah, in hindsight, it probably wasn't the greatest idea.
Ryan's sword has become too
At least, like,
powerful.
cut off his hands or something so he can't cast.
We should have acted long before now.
Or his tongue.
There is no reason to be concerned. The fate of this fool has been sealed.
I'm not sure.
We're not really sure who these guys in this cutscene are. Yeah.
Yeah. Echo.
This spawn of Baal is doomed. There is no escape.
Alright,
Anyway,
well, that's it.
that's
for
the end of the
run.
run. Hope you enjoyed watching.
Bye.
Bye. To dialogue. Hiding shadows is something you would never normally use with Mince, because you'd normally have him wearing heavy armor, so that you wouldn't even have the option. And here is the cutscene skip, whereby being forced into dialogue at the exact right instant. This cutscene, as you come into Afkatla, doesn't play properly, and you keep him within your party. We're not entirely sure how it works, and it's ridiculously hard.
Yeah, I hope someone, like, doesn't go and think, oh, that's an easy way to do it, and just go and try and do it and think I'm cheating or something. It's just insane, the timing that has to be right. Right there, I'm potion swapping that gem to get 65,535 gems, which is worth quite a bit.
25 million gold.
Yeah.
Greetings, good customer. A pearl to you.
Early runs that didn't include. I don't think I used any of them, like, impromptu. They were all planned from the very start, exactly what spells I'd be using. It was never like, oh,
yeah,
fireball.
We deviated very little from our initial plan. We'd figured out pretty much exactly how this run was going to go down. I don't think there's many places where Smilge differed from it.
Yeah, probably just the Tree of Life was a little bit different. Some of Sword and SLR. But up until that point, it was all planned out. It was over 6 months of planning. And then 6 months of off and on actual recording to make the run.
yeah, this initial cutscene here, you can actually get control for about half a second before the cutscene starts to play.
Hi, welcome to Smilge's Baldurs Gate Shadows of Time Speedrun. This is Smilge.
And this is Exploding Cabbage.
This is character creation, just going through spells. Only some of these are needed. I was actually having trouble because sometimes I didn't remember to pick all the... You need to have at least one with a green outline since I'm a transmuter. And so every once in a while I'd forget to pick one, and then I'd be hitting next, but it wouldn't go because it says you have to pick one of your specialty.
Yeah, most of those spells, in case you're wondering, are useless and just filler. There's about just under half are actually used in the run. There's a list in Smilge's run comment.
Experiments.
Yeah,
but it's pretty much useless. There's nothing you can really do with it. And because we didn't realise this until this run, official SDA timing still starts at the end of this cutscene, not right before it begins.
Yeah, the only thing you could possibly do is if you imported a run from the original. I don't even know. Just Baldurs Gate 1. I guess Tales of the Sword Coast, right?
What is my task?
I swear, traveling with you is never dull.
You could drop all your stuff so it wouldn't be taken. And some people do that, but I don't even have that game. I've never played it.
The other thing is, if you import a character from later in Baldurs Gate 2 with Limited Wish, you could use Limited Wish to break the cutscene and get out of your cell early, which is something that you'll see used later on, Limited Wish cutscene breaking.
That's a good idea. Is it like, can you pick the lock, or do you have to polymorph teleport out?
No, you have to polymorph out.
Does Imoen ever appear?
I forget. I don't think she does.
Huh. It's funny. I didn't think that both of these potions would be necessary. In fact, I didn't think I'd use even one of them entirely, but I'm able to give one to Yoshima later and save the other one. The potions are used to do an item swap glitch that lets you use any item.
Yeah, you'll see that in a second. I think it's cool how a lot of the characters' abilities that get used in this run are not abilities that you'd normally associate with them. We've got Minsk running to the exit here because he has hidden shadows, which means he can avoid being forced